So thanks for joining us. The purpose of this webinar is to show you about what Umbraco, which is an exciting content management system, already has a large presence in Europe and has been making headway here in the United States. Umbraco will open up new markets and possibilities for you with your customers, which of course means more business for you. You can also use Umbraco with your existing clients if there's anything that maybe they're dissatisfied with, and this tool will be a better fit. Has anyone, if you could post in the chat or just let me know in the audio since I have everyone enabled to speak, has everyone heard of Umbraco prior to us contacting you? Okay, so Rick says no. Okay, so that's a good thing. I mean, that's the reason we're having this this webinar. Oh, Brian's heard of it. Okay, so that's the reason we're having this webinar. Even though we have a good presence in Europe, we're still building our presence here in the United States. Most people point to how easy it is to use the platform and the total customizability of the platform. So today we're going to get into more detail so you can decide how Umbraco can work for you. The agenda, we're going to introduce our platform and explain somewhat why we call ourselves the friendly CMS. We'll talk about how adding Umbraco to your portfolio will open new opportunities for you, as well as offer new solutions to your existing clients. My good friend and colleague Rhiannon, who is one of our fantastic trainers at HQ, will show you how easy Umbraco is to use. We'll talk about, after that demonstration, we'll talk about how to get training in Umbraco, as well as discuss the benefits of partnering with us, all of which will provide you with tools to advance your abilities and be successful with Umbraco. We should be done in under an hour, even with the demonstration, so we'll have time to open up for some questions at the end. So who are we? Again, Umbraco is not only well established and widely used in Europe, but continues to build market share there. And here in the US, we have doubled our market share over the last year. And in fact, this makes us the world's largest open source .NET CMS. The prototype, the idea of Umbraco, was born in the late 90s, but was officially released in 2005. So we've been around for more than 15 years, and we're only going up, continually expanding to provide more and better support and constantly improve the platform. We currently have more than 70 people in the company, and we're adding to that every month. Our partners are very important to us in the Umbraco community. Since our primary product is open source, our partners occupy a special position in the growth and development of our platform, and in fact, all of our products. Currently, our partner community has more than 1,300 members worldwide, with 175 here in the US. And of course, we're always excited for more to join us as we grow. Worldwide, we have an active developer community of numbering more than 220,000 members. And that community has contributed over 300 add-on packages, as we call them, available for everyone to use. Some of you may be wondering where we got the name Umbraco. Well, it's derived from the Danish word for the Allen wrench, which exemplifies our philosophy to provide a simple yet powerful tool that will enable you to build fantastic solutions for your clients. Our CMS has the flexibility and functionality to build and manage content-rich sites that are infinitely customizable and scalable to what your customers need now, and in fact, down the road. We will always have an option that's free to use, but you can also choose to use some of our paid options, like having your site hosted in our Azure-based cloud for a true software as a service solution. And to extend the cloud-based services even further, we have a low-code, no-code option called Uno. And of course, as we see more content managers looking for support of multi-channel content delivery, we now have a headless offering that we call Hardcore. We are nonetheless a professional company, and we choose competent people with great attitudes to work in the HQ and in the company. And that's one of the reasons we call ourselves the friendly CMS, aside from the friendly, easy to use interface that Rhiannon is going to demonstrate for you. So you will always have a friendly and dedicated team supporting you, from our developers who are continually improving the platform, our support people who help you with technical issues, and our sales and marketing teams who are going to help you have the Umbraco conversation with your clients. As you can see, with an average of 1,100 installs occurring daily all over the world, we are truly global. We've counted more than 730,000 sites, actually counted sites built with Umbraco. But being open source, it's actually a little bit difficult to tell how many sites there really are. So we actually estimate that to be more like 1 million sites. We have over 300 open source packages, as we call them, extensions, some people will also call them, available to use, so you can customize what you include on your client site. Your client doesn't have to worry about paying for a license or a feature for something that they may not even use. These have been built by our great Umbraco community, as I mentioned, and are there to add functionality whenever you wish. How do you feel about giving your customers' content editors a good space for them to work? Our intuitive interface has been praised as easy to work with and supplies useful tools, giving editors easy control over publishing their content. We're also an award-winning CMS. We won the Reader's Choice Award for a CMS from Visual Studio Magazine last year. And the Future Unicorn Award started with 35,000 companies across Europe getting nominated, which was then pared down to 16 finalists, and finally 3 first place awards were given, and we were one of those. We've also been awarded as the best enterprise CMS by Critics' Choice. And just for an example, here are a few companies that have sites built with Umbraco. As you can see, building a site in Umbraco will be in good company. So we have several products that we offer, as I mentioned. One is our standard open source CMS. Our Azure-based cloud hosting is available. We have our low-code, no-code Uno and headless hardcore. So how are you going to use them? First, the best situation is when your client has a limited budget. Sometimes your client can't afford a $50,000 or even $100,000 for a license. So using Umbraco will allow them to focus their budget with you and on their website. Of course, that also means you can work with a broader range of customers. If your customer wants a customized website not bounded by any presets or conditions that is also scalable, with Umbraco, you have control over how the site functions and displays content, as well as control over data and data output and delivery. Your clients get flexibility with their content management, and Umbraco also has great SEO features built in. So you won't have to scrap your Umbraco website and replace it as your clients' needs change or get larger. Because of that control and flexibility, Umbraco fits nicely when your customer already has a significant investments in applications that will need to be integrated with, or into a fresh best of breed solution. And as I mentioned, we also have our cloud hosting and Uno for even quicker development and deployment, and hardcore if you need headless. Okay, so as promised, Rhiannon is going to take over for a little bit and demonstrate Umbraco. Just a little bit about Rhiannon. She is our webinar team leader and part of our HQ training team. Rhiannon, do you want to go ahead and take control for a little bit?
Sure thing. Thank you, Patrick. So I'm just going to share my screen real quick. So now you should see this basic website that I have. I'm running this demo on Umbraco Cloud. That's our hosting platform. This website that I have here is almost exactly the same as the standard Umbraco CMS. The only difference is it's hosted on our cloud platform. So this would be functionally similar to any of your own self-hosted projects as well. So as you can see here, I have a predefined website all set up. So you don't have to watch me build a website from the ground up, so we could save some time. But this is one of the, if not the most popular packages in the back office for Umbraco CMS. This is the starter kit. So it's this basic website ready to go. It has some content already. It has some sub pages, some images, some buttons on it. So it's all set up as a standard website. But the biggest deal of Umbraco is not the websites that we build with it, but of course the user-friendly and editor-centered back office. And you can get there by typing /Umbraco into the root of your web page. And I'm already logged in, but then you would be met with a login screen, and then you would be taken to the back office. So this is what the back office looks like. Up top here, you can see we have all the different sections. You can see we're in the content section right now. To the left here is the tree. Each of these sections, well, most of these sections has a tree over on the left. In this case, we're in the content tree. And if I click on the little triangle next to my home node, then it's going to show all of the nodes that I have underneath home. And these are, generally speaking, these are the different pages on my website. And if I click on one of them, then it's going to show me the content of my website over on the right in the dashboard. So this is the content section. I'll give a little bit of an intro into each of these sections. We'll be playing a lot more in the content section coming up. But this is the content section. And next is the media section. Again, we have the tree over here on the left and the dashboard over on the right. And this is where I have all of my my website assets. In this case, images. I can also have videos, PDFs, Google Docs, Word docs, that kind of thing. So that's what you would probably have in your media section. This is where you can organize it and display it if you need to. Some friendly faces in our community here. So that's the media section. The settings section, this is where if you're a back-end developer or a front-end developer, you're probably going to be spending a lot of time in the settings section here. Throughout this demo, I'm going to be wearing a couple different hats. So when I'm in the content section, I'm pretending that I'm a content editor or content manager, the one who may not be so technically proficient, but wants to update the content on their website. And when I'm in the settings section, I'm a back-end developer or a front-end developer. So I'm building up the scaffolding, the foundation of my website here in the settings section. We have to start out by making a document type. Anytime we start with an empty Umbraco installation, we have to start out by making a document type. This is the definition of our website. And then from there, once we have our document type set up, then we can begin to create our website content. But there's a ton of great options here in the settings section, and I'll be going through a few of them coming up. Next is the packages section. As Patrick said, you can have these add-ons for your Umbraco website, and that's where you'll find them in the packages section. As you can see, here is the starter kit. This is the default starter kit for Umbraco. This is the one that I have currently installed on my website. But lots of great add-ons for synchronizing your content across different environments, working with Azure, Google Analytics, search engine optimization, all kinds of really great stuff to find in the packages section. Users section, this is everyone that has access to the back office. You can see I'm the only one who has access to this particular back office. If I had more people, then I could create some different groups. By default, there's administrators, editors, sensitive data, translators, writers, and you can get really granular with this. You can create users who only have access to, maybe you only want to have someone who has access to media. So maybe there's someone that only uploads images or documents to the media section. You could have a custom group that of back office users who can do that and can't touch anything else on the website. But I'm an administrator, and that means I have access to all of the different sections in the back office. Next is members. So this might be a little confusing why we have users and also members, but users are the people who have access to the back office, who can make changes to the website. And members are the people who are maybe signing up on your website. So maybe they have a profile on your website, or they maybe we use the example of a tutorial website. We have umbraco.tv where we have our video tutorials. And if you don't have a profile on Umbraco.tv, then you can only view the free videos. But if you sign up, then you would appear in our members section in our back office. Of course, you can't log into our back office on Umbraco.tv, but you would appear as a member, and then we could assign some permissions to your member profile, and then you would be able to view those paid videos. So that's the difference between users and members. And of course, you can get really granular with members as well. You can have various different member groups. Next is the forms section. This is where you can create forms very easily for your website. So contact forms all the way up to multi-page questionnaires, any kind of form that you need for your website, you can make it really easily from the forms section. This does require having the forms add-on. If you are on Umbraco Cloud, like I am, then you have forms. It comes with your Umbraco Cloud project, but it's also available as an add-on for the standard Umbraco CMS. And finally is the translation section, which is for, obviously, translation for when you have a multilingual setup. So that is kind of like a walkthrough, kind of like a tour of the Umbraco back office. I'm going to go back to the content section and show you how it works with updating your content. I'm going to give you again, a reminder of what our standard web page looks like. It says Umbraco demo. It has some placeholder text about fish. We have a guy in our company who's very crazy about fish, so he probably wrote this. But if I wanted to change my header to, hey, let's go with the standard hello world. And if I made a whole bunch of changes and I'm really happy with them, I could either save and preview, so I could preview my changes before I make them live on my website, or I could just save it. I'm not quite done with making this live just yet, so I just want to save it, come back to it later. Or I'm happy with it, so I'm going to click save and publish. But I also have some options. If I click on this triangle, I can schedule my post to be live, or I can have a couple of options here. Like I can schedule it when I want it to be made live, or I can unpublish it if I don't want it to be live anymore. But I'll save and publish. And all I did was change that to hello world. So I'll go back to my front page and refresh. And now it says hello world. So it's all set up for us already with this starter kit. We already have the initial connections made where in our code, everything's nice and dynamic. So when I make a change here in the content section, then that change is going to be reflected on the front end, just as easy as that. I'm going to walk through what it would be like to build a feature for the web page. So I don't have a news page just yet. So I'm going to create some, I'll show you what it's like to put on my web developer hat and pretend like I'm making a news section for my website. So I need a couple of document types because essentially I need two different pages. I need one page that's, it's kind of like the web page that shows all of the different news articles. And then I need another kind of page that shows what the actual news page is. So it would be like website.com/news/individual news articles. So I'll start out by creating two document types with templates. This will be news area. And what I'm doing here is I'm essentially making the scaffolding for this news section. My news area doesn't really need anything. It's just going to be like a repository for my individual news articles. So that's my news area made, and then I also need to create a news article. Now, a news article, what would be in a news article? Probably something like a summary. So I'll add a property onto there, and that's just going to be a text area. So I'm going to have a nice box to put a summary in. We would probably also have something like the full body text of the article. So body text. And that would probably be something more like a rich text editor. So the person who's working in the content section has the option to make things bold or italic or change the indentation. So that's what the rich text editor is for. Might also have some tags. So I'll add a property on for tags, and I'll call it categories. And that's just going to be tags. And then, hey, why not an image? Probably want an image on our news article as well. So a media picker. Yes. Cool. So that is the basic foundation made for my news area. All I need to do now is to let Umbraco know how I actually want this built. So on my home document type, that's what my homepage is based off of. I need to let it know that I want to be able to create a news area. So it would be like website.com/news. I also have /blog/contact /people/products. And then I also need to do the same thing for my news area to be able to create news articles underneath that. So website.com/news/news article. Once I have that all set up, then I created the permission to create it under my home node. So under my home node, I'm going to create my news area. Oh, it can't keep up with me. There we go. News area. And I'll just call this news. This is going to determine what the URL is going to be like. So website.com, you can see /news. And then underneath that, I'm going to create my first news article. Now I'm not creative, so I have a lorem ipsum generator. I'm just going to paste all of this into my body text, make a quick summary, categories. Hey, Umbraco CMS. And we'll add an image. Why not? That's our Campari meeting room. That looks good. And I want to make this live, so save and publish. The one thing is, if I try to view my first news article, hey, we get a blank page. And that's because I haven't made the template, the HTML for how to actually render my content. So now I'm going to go to my news article template. No. First I have to go to the settings section because I have a master template. And that's where everything inherits from this master template. It has the, if I go here, it has the navigation bar up top. It has the footer at the bottom. So we want all of that from our master template. So we're going to inherit from that. And also on my news article. And I already have some pre-written HTML. So again, you don't have to watch me build a website from scratch. So I'm just going to paste it in here, and then if need be, I'll explain it in a little bit more depth. But this is using HTML with Razor. So we can insert some C# logic into our web pages, make everything nice and dynamic. That's how we're rendering, for instance, model.summary. That's how we're getting the summary for our news article. But now, if I refresh my news article, hopefully, if I haven't made any typos, hopefully we should be good. I went a little fast, so I might have made a typo here or there. So now it's figuring out all of those connections for the first time. And then, hey, there's my placeholder text. There's all that Latin that I pasted into my first news article. It's got the name there. It's got the tag of Umbraco CMS, and it has my summary right there. And hey, same on my news page. This is the webinar news page. It has the date when I posted it, and the name of it, and the summary as well. Cool, so that's how easy it is to build a feature on your Umbraco website. I think I might also give a demo of Uno and Hardcore real quick, if time permits.
I'm good. Is everybody okay with that?
Yep.
Cool. I have an Uno project all ready to go. So when you first create an Uno project, Uno, we have it on Umbraco Cloud. It's also kind of like a starter kit, but kind of like on steroids. You can make any kind of website that you want with Umbraco Uno. this is what this is the starter website that we have with Uno. It's called the Unicorn Hotel. You can, of course, go into the back office and delete all of this content if you like and make a new website from scratch. But just to show you how easy it is, I'm going to log into the back office. As you can see, the Uno back office, very similar to the standard Umbraco CMS back office. Again, already have some content ready to go here in my content tree. If I click on Unicorn Hotel, that's my home page. And I have some widgets ready to go. Biggest thing that you'll notice is I get a nice preview of what I'm going to be seeing on my homepage. Let me go back to the homepage so you can see. It doesn't show exactly how it's going to look, but I get, as a content editor, as someone who is working in the content section, I get a nice preview of what my website is going to look like before I hit that save and publish button. And these are built using something called the block list editor. You could also make something like this. It takes a little bit of work, but you could make something like this in your own back office. But with Uno, we've already done that for you. We have all the hookups and it's all ready to go. And you can make very simple changes like dragging and dropping. Maybe I want this award-winning view to be, hey, why not up there? And maybe I want to, again, I'm not very creative. I'm going to click on this card here, and I'm going to change this to, again, hello world. And I'm going to confirm my changes, save and publish. And then once those changes are live, it was a very small change that I made to the homepage, but let's see. It was like this before, where we had this card as the next card underneath the hero. It said, "Let's talk about your dream vacation." And then down here, I had award-winning service, Michelin star restaurant. Yeah. I'm going to refresh, and now we might see something different. You can see it says "Hello World," and then also I have these cards here underneath my hero. So very simple to edit, and it's all set up for you. All the connections have been made. You don't even have to go into the settings section. In fact, there isn't even a settings section. You could just go ahead and edit your website exactly as it is right now. This is really great for getting all set up. If you wanted to make a website really quick, then you could go ahead and do that with Umbraco Uno. That's Uno. I also have a hardcore project. And gosh, going from Umbraco CMS to Uno to hardcore is a little bit like going off in different branches. So Uno already has the front end kind of already set up for you. Hardcore is exactly the opposite. That's a headless CMS, so there is no front end. So I can't even show you what this website looks like. I can only show you the content that I have until I make a front end for it. So if I have my content, I just have some test content ready to go here with hardcore. But I could essentially open this up as an API and then have it delivered to any front end that I want. It could be a smartwatch. I have a smartwatch. I could have it displayed on my smartwatch. I could have a mobile app. I could have, some of you have smart fridges for some reason. You could make an app for that to have your website or your content for your website appear on your smart fridge app. I played around with it a lot. I had I had some products appearing in a spreadsheet. So if I wanted to see how much of each product I had in stock, then it was appearing automatically in my spreadsheet. I also made a Twitter bot. I made a couple of Twitter bots that you can add some content into the back office and then it gets automatically posted to a Twitter account. But what I have for this one right now is I just have a standard a .NET standard web client ready to go. So if this is a little too advanced, let me know. But all it really is a .NET standard project, has a very basic view and has my my project alias. And all I have to do is hit continue, and it's going to start up my website. And it's going to display what I have in my content section exactly how I tell it to in my code. So it's going to take everything that I just showed you in my back office, and it's going to go through the code that I have in my project, and then it's going to display it exactly how I have it. Now, this is a standard website. Again, you could also set up a view for a mobile app or, again, your smartwatch, whatever it is that you want. But this is how it would look on a website if it was rendered exactly the way that I set it up. That's hardcore. If you have any questions about anything, or if you need me to demonstrate something again, do let me know. But that's all that I have for demonstration.
Great. So just a comment on that hardcore. That's really powerful stuff if you have content editors who are looking to go with that multi-channel and have things on Twitter and smartwatches and so forth. So really pretty impressive, I think. Okay, go back. Thank you, Rhiannon. I appreciate that. Great demo. If there's any questions on her demo, I'll be done momentarily, and we'll open up for questions if anyone needs to ask. So as you can see, it's pretty easy to use Umbraco right out of the box, but you know, there is a little bit of a learning curve, so we can shortcut that learning curve with our training that's available. Our fundamentals course really does a great job with doing that, and of course, you can expand your skills. And Rhiannon and her counterparts at HQ are the ones who have those training courses, and those are offered at various times throughout the year, and they're also scheduled not only for Europe but also at comfortable times of the day for us here in the United States. So at the end, you'll see my email and phone number, and you can contact me to get details on those courses. So to wrap it up, why do you want to use Umbraco? Well, first of all, you get the tools that are to help you be successful in an easy-to-use and open-source package. All those features that Rhiannon just showed are available in the open-source package, except for the forms, which is in the open source. It's an added purchase. It's already included in cloud. If you want, you can have your sites hosted in cloud by us, and then Use Uno. Of course, both of those will allow you to publish sites faster. You can set up templates in there and have a site ready for someone, you know, copy an old site and have it ready to go for a new customer within short order. Of course, you are in control of what the site does, and because there aren't huge license costs, you'll be able to work with a broader range of clients, and of course, build sites that start out as simple as they need and can be expanded to grow with them as their capabilities and offerings grow. Not only does the platform offer you that flexibility, but it's also an easy-to-use editing experience, as we pointed out. So your customers' content editors will enjoy the experience itself. And because Umbraco has that scheduling feature, it supports an agile development methodology, which is good for team development environments. It's easy to use right out of the box, and we have that training available. And that can allow you and your team to become experts, true experts in the platform. I'm going to play this video here. It's a testimonial by one of our partners.
We chose to work with Umbraco because our clients turn to us as experts in the digital landscape, and they want us to bring technological solutions that are innovative and move them forward and empower them to do what they're trying to do as their own organization. Umbraco allows us to provide a secure, scalable, supported product from a website to applications, and gives us all the freedom in the world to build something that's uniquely theirs. One of the biggest concerns I have is something that's secure, and something that's scalable, and something that's supported. And Umbraco gives us the ability to make very complex integrations with systems that they have already in place, so it's non-disruptive. We use Umbraco to build large enterprise websites for companies that have very complex product catalogs and very complex systems integrations. And Umbraco fits in seamlessly. It allows us to connect things that other systems can't. Umbraco's done an amazing job of kind of fitting into a space that didn't exist before. It's a .NET application that has all the abilities of the very expensive licensed software, but it's open source, so it's accessible and available compared to the other ones on the market that are more widely used. What's so appealing, in my opinion, and from what our clients have seen about Umbraco, is they can do whatever they want with this tool. Less restrictions, more power.
Okay, so as you can see, Tim hit on all the high points basically that we covered in this webinar. But to add about that, being an Umbraco partner also has its perks. As I mentioned, our partners are very important to us. They're a key part of our community. So we reward our partners, even just our registered partners, which is a free registration. You get free Uno onboarding. You get support for your projects. And as a registered partner, you'll receive our newsletter, and you'll get marketing collateral sent to you or made available to you if you wish, so that you can have those conversations with your customers. And at the last part, you'll also get a partner manager like myself here to help you with those conversations. And of course, you get a badge on your to display on your website to advertise your Umbraco skills. So I think we've shown how Umbraco would be good for your business, but as a thank you for attending this webinar and even further incentive to sign on as a registered partner, we're offering to attendees the free way to Umbraco. And as you can see, that includes a free fundamentals course, which is worth $1,415, a free year's subscription to Umbraco TV, which has tutorials that will help you build the sites that you're working on, and a cloud starter website to test and basically play around with. So together, that's over $1,800 in incentives. And if you just contact me, as I mentioned, we'll get you started. So does anyone have any questions? You can shout them out or type them in the chat. Everybody is unmuted. Can we talk about the SEO capabilities? Yes, we can. Rhiannon, is that something you'd like to talk about?
Sure. It's not it's not my
Not your area of
expertise,
Okay.
but there are add-ons in the packages section of Umbraco that can get you all set up with search engine optimization.
Okay, so it's more it's because it's .NET, it kind of works better with a search engine optimization features, and also as Rhiannon mentioned, there are those packages available to you. And Rick, since you're asking that, what I'll do is follow up after this and send you how we achieve the search engine optimization that's built into the platform.
Perfect. Thank you.
Sure. Any other questions from anyone? Nope. Okay. So we'll wrap it up. Give everyone a few extra minutes of their day. I appreciate everyone joining us. And if you have any questions, there's my contact information. And hopefully what I'll do is follow up with everyone after the call just to see if there's any additional questions. Rick, as I mentioned, I'll handle the SEO thing with you. And if there's no additional questions, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Thanks for attending, everyone. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.